I don't know, man. Facebook's on. It's the only one though. Oh no, wait. Is it live now? There we go. Man, this shit is fucking slower than dog piss or what? I didn't realize that was a thing that was measurable in velocity or whatever the fuck. Alright. Just so I can see everything. Alright. So what do we got? The sub thing. I say we go over the games first.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe we'll get some people coming through and fucking it'll be a whole different game. So what let's use this and pull up the schedule. Or we could put the Twitch stream on here and put it like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we can both use our phones independently. Unless you'd rather use your phone.
No, that's...
Oh, yeah. All right, so the calendar then is what I'm going to pull up. So Pure Nation and Dragon Gang, that was pretty good.
That was a good ass match, man.
Yeah, what then that first fucking hard point, they were pretty close for most of the match.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was a point when Dragon Gang was leading and Pure was having to catch up. It was catching up, but and then it just all of a sudden they were up by 50.
Yeah, they took it over.
Yeah, and then they just didn't give that shit up. And then Dragon Gang got him in search.
Won the search. And at one point, it looked like the better team. Like, they were just going to kind of maybe take the momentum. I remember thinking at one point, like, this is kind of what happened in the Boogie shit. Like,
down at first.
The first one, and then just...
swept the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then they went to Control, though.
Well, even at the end of Search, it wasn't just like they started to get it to... Seb was balling.
Yeah, no, Seb was doing something stupid. Like, he had a 17, 18 kill streak.
15 and 5. You know, no, that was...
That was in Control?
Control, I think.
Yeah, Seb just decided... He just went off.
Yeah, went off. It was crazy.
Yeah. I don't remember what his stats were for Hardpoint. But... Yeah, no, that was pretty good.
Sick with it.
Yeah, and then they came back and they ended up winning that.
Mm-hmm.
But Dragon Gang was fucking in there, yo. And is that the
competitive?
Is that the Dragon Gang lineup? Like, are they all on the squad?
As far as I know, like
Pablo's a free agent.
There was a couple free agents, but
usually they tend to find homes. So we'll see what happens.
So we'll see what happens. It's still up in the air.
Yeah. All right. So that's pretty dope.
Swavey came in and did good for his first day.
No, Swavey was balling. Yeah,
yo,
no. That was.
I'm telling you.
But see, now he came in super hot, and then by the end, not so much. And I think that's where you see like the teams kind of can ride that shit.
The whole shit, yeah. No, it's a lot of games.
Yeah.
Like playing 45 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Like objectively,
At
like this is what I'm doing.
Like,
yeah. Against motherfuckers that are looking to smack you.
Yeah, and Pure Nation's probably pretty good. I mean, that's
real.
the only team they've played in the league. I mean, this is week 1 with them, right?
Right.
But, like, yeah, they looked pretty good. So, I mean, we tried to put them in the top.
Mm-hmm.
But, fucking...
I thought they were tops, but fucking, it don't matter.
Yeah.
They are new. And like they said, they did need a fucking sub today.
That's true. So that is the first ever Trapper Dan League game. That was pretty good. It kind of embodied the Trapper Dan League essence, which is free agents, subs, and drama, but not drama like this next game.
No,
The Pure Gaming A-n0n game.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I mean, it didn't seem like
it was a fucking brouhaha, a virtual digital brouhaha. Good old fracas.
Think so?
Yeah.
I think people were just speaking their minds.
I liked it. No, it was good. It was good. Everyone got a chance to talk.
I didn't think it was like an argument or a fight or anything.
No, but it was like it was a thing. And
It
then
was passionate though.
It even brought out the jokesters on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
We had hecklers. We had people with opinions on both sides. And a lot of people watching. Like, we were up to like 23s and stuff during that whole thing. Yeah.
People were interested.
On Twitch, and we were maintaining like 4 or 5 on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty dope.
There's a little bit of drama.
We haven't really been pushing. Okay, so anyways, yeah, it was dope. But the game that we'll talk about that sub thing and what needs to happen. But the Pure Game and A-n0n game, that shit, sauce, yo. I've said it a million times. Sauce. I love following Sauce.
Mm-hmm.
When he's going off, it's fucking
nasty.
He does cool shit.
Mm.
But yeah, Pure Gaming, I mean, they went on a 9-0 run at the end of the season. Went to the championship, only lost to Misfits.
Right.
Twice, though.
Everybody lost to Misfits.
Everybody lost to Misfits. And, yeah, so that was, their fucking top team.
Mm-hmm.
Kanna Conference, A-n0n, first time Messiah plays with them. Slay. So that's cool. They got like a new kind of chemistry to work on.
Yeah, a new nucleus, and they got to practice, but they got
Sure.
they got all good components.
Yeah, no, they got it going on.
Yeah, they just got to fine tune it.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, Kai was looking like old Kai.
Yeah, he was
slaying some shit. Yeah.
Dope. Fucking ECA and the Taxman. Fucking Taxman couldn't bring enough people to the table. Had to play with 3.
Mm-hmm.
And got abused. Just fucking demolished, yo. It was bad. It was bad. ECA, fucking to the cleaners, yo.
Yeah.
To the cleaners.
ECA is good, man. They look good, yo.
All right.
They look good.
Yeah, so we'll see when they play against some other teams and stuff. Well, that's definitely a thing, but I mean, even without that was intense. And Taxman are in Trapper Dan League for a reason. Got a long road ahead of them. We do have a long road ahead of us. Long way to the top. Anyways, then the Taxman Undertokers game. Taxman kind of got wrecked again in that first one, and then lost a guy, went down to 2 and had to forfeit. And so roster issues is part of the reason why.
Yeah.
Trapper Dan League.
Trapper Dan League.
Straight up. So that happened. What about that Misfits Boogie game though?
That shit was fire.
That was a good one.
That was good. I liked it. I mean, they didn't have CV, so there's still another level in there.
Yeah. No CV.
But.
Well, I mean, they might have, and they just picked one full up, right?
Potentially.
Fucking A. That's the one thing about the Undertokers game that we didn't cover. Undertoker Taxman. Fucking V Nasty. What's his name?
Yeah.
V Nasty.
36.
That motherfucker came in and dropped 36-0 on the Taxman. It was ruthless. That's when we lost our guy. Yeah, 36-0, dropping bombs. He might be in the league on a squad. Keep your eye out for V Nasty. You don't want to play him unless you got what it takes. That should be a clip. Kanna Games got what it takes to take on V Nasty. All right. So what that leaves us with is Pure Gaming in first, Boogie in second, Misfits third, A-n0n fourth in the Kanna Conference. And Misfits and A-n0n are only a game behind. We've only played one game. Trapper Dan League big winners are ECA, Undertokers, and Pure Nation. Dragon and Taxman at the bottom. They got 2 L's now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty shitty. games behind first place in the Trapper Dan League. All right.
1.5.
Yeah, that's what it says.
So what's the standings?
ECA in first, Undertogers in second, Nation in third, Dragon Gang 4, Taxman 5.
Nation in third?
Yeah, because who they played got a win on them. Dragon Gang got a win on them. So as the tiebreaker's concerned, they got .75 on their score percentage.
About top division.
Top division, it goes Pure, Boogie, Misfits, A-n0n. Because A-n0n got 3-0, Misfits got a win on Boogie, and Boogie got a loss, so they're in second. But
the matches.
Yeah. And I mean, we can incorporate tiebreakers however we want, but I mean, that's all right. I think the head-to-head matchups count for something, though. Yeah, head-to-head does matter, but it's not tallied. So. Yeah. Oh, actually, maybe I need to flip it, because it looks like it says sorted on wins, point difference, and then head-to-head. It should be wins, head-to-head, then point difference. Anyways, the sub thing. So here's the issue. This is what happened. We'll run the clip. We'll make a thing. This should be a piece of content too, yeah?
What?
This whole thing?
Potentially.
All right. So Pure Gaming came in and they made a second team. Pure Nation. Now, I take it they have something, I'm just making up a number, but they have 8 players or something like that, is what I'm going to assume. 10.
4 on each team, and then there was like 2 or 3 subs they wanted to use between the 2 teams.
4 on each, yeah, 10, 8, so 10. So there's they got like 10 people.
11 now.
Well, T-Dupe, you count
11,
T-Dupe.
yeah, 11.
So, yeah. And they got 2 teams. So what they thought they could do was use a sub. See now? Yeah. So what happened is they wanted to use the same sub from their 10-man roster, but it's not a 10-man roster. It's 2 4s, and then they had 2 subs they wanted to use between both teams. But they wanted to use them in the same week on the same day, which you can't do.
In the same week.
Which is, yeah. And
it's always been like that.
Straight up.
Can't play for 2 teams on one
And
week.
there was hella beef when that was about to go down. So,
which is understandable.
Yeah, because that's been the thing. I mean, that's just been the thing. So, so does there need to be? We need to figure out that situation somehow. Like, I feel like there doesn't really need to be a rule because there is a rule, but we need to figure out exactly how to treat. Because we never had a team split into 2 and try to be like the same team. You know what I mean? Like we've had teams split into 2 different teams, but then they're independent teams of each other. You know what I mean?
And let's just say those 2 individual teams had people that knew each other, 3 of them to be exact. And one went on one team and then one went on the next team that next week. There would be no problems. But since he tried to play on 2 teams in the same week, that's the problem. And that's what I think a lot of people lost focus of that. And it went on to all these other things.
Straight up.
And it was like, look, man, if he played on one team this week and another team next week, 95% of these people aren't even going to even notice, first off. Secondly, like, there would be no issues because there was no rules broken. And the fact that he was going to play, this is the part that kills me. The fact that he was about to play and there was an uproar and then they brought up other instances where something happened means you know the rule. You're complaining.
Yeah.
So what needs to be written down if you know it so well that you can complain about it before the game starts, and not
precedence.
complain, but just bring it up. That's the wrong word to use. Reference exactly. Yeah. So like, that's what I'm talking. Like it went into this whole left thing.
Yeah.
We all know what what's going on. We've all been here the whole time. So, like, to me, it's just like, you didn't want the dude to play twice. That's reasonable. I didn't tell T-Duke. There's a miscommunication.
Yeah, straight up.
On that. And not even really a miscommunication, but, like, I could see where there was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
like,
mean, to me, that's interchangeable, but I get it. Just, yeah, anyways. But yes, that's what it is. Because it was definitely said that they can't play in the same week. One sub can't play twice in the same week for two different teams.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it's always been. Because, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all want it to be competitive and shit and fucking, and that's just how we've been doing this shit.
Yeah, straight up.
I mean, that's how we've always had it. So, here's the thing, though. So then there's the free agent rule that you can't play for
two teams in the same week.
If you play for a team a second time, what was the reason why we set that rule? There was a reason, because there was a case. Because
people were playing 2 weeks on this team, a week on this team. We like switching people were switching between all kind of teams. I think. They had people like jumping on different teams.
I think we wanted to. I don't remember. Was it to like encourage that people play on different teams and try them out, or was it?
No, because if that was the case, then we wouldn't want them to get after 2 games on the team play with the same team.
Because I just don't remember people switching back and forth a bunch. I thought there was some kind of scenario that was like, yo, well, if we don't have this rule, then this will happen. And then I was like, yeah, no, you're right. I felt like it was that kind of situation, but I don't remember what it was, to be honest. It was like
it was to avoid people switching teams and playing, like, I don't know. Can't remember, honestly.
No, actually, you know what it was? It was because people's rosters were so hodgepodge. It was like when Dragon Gang had 10 people and shit, and then you had ECA. We didn't know how they had like 8, and then I think there was another team that was bringing people in, and it was just kind of like they were sitting on people, But if we said, okay, you keep using these freebies, no, you know what it was? It was people bringing people into the league. Right, like their homie, and then he just like goes off, and then they bring him back again, and then they're like they needed to be on their roster.
Yeah, because they're like,
or they needed to be a free agent, because if they were going to play in the league a lot, and they didn't want to commit to the team, then they should be a free agent because these other people need free agents. I think that's what it was.
Something like that.
But that's why that is. But the reason why that's relevant is because in this situation, Todoroki, where he fucking plays, like, there's not a whole lot of the scenario where they could have these subs that play for different teams as long as they don't play every other week. Like, that's not a real thing. Like, you get to do that twice because the next time they can sub, but then the second time they play for your team, they go on your roster. Now, that does get hairy with free agents, though. Like,
well, that's why we wanted them, because we didn't want them to be able to sub on your team, I thought, a couple times and then come off and sub on another team. Like, we wanted them to commit to the team. Because at that point in the league, too, we had a bunch of, like, mismatch and, like, oh, they were playing for my team and he was playing for that team. So, like, we had to solidify rosters. Like, yo, this is your team, this is our team, so we could be taken seriously. So it was like the solidified route. It was there was a whole lot of shit that went into that.
Yeah. So because like Where would only be able to play with Nation and then Gaming, and then the next time he plays with Nation or Gaming, he's on that team.
On the roster. As a sub or whatever.
You mean, and now here's where I think terms matter. You mean sub as in like the 5th through 8th person on the roster? Mm-hmm. Right. Not like a game day sub like a free agent.
Exactly.
Right.
So they have their own. So like, here's the issue to me. They have their own little free agent pool, and I can't tell them because they have their own little free agent pool that those free agents also have to play for other teams. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just stupid. And how are we gonna govern that?
Yeah, but at the same time, we're trying to track a team's points and progress and skill set and stuff. And if there's people constantly changing in and out,
that's why that second time you play on that team, you're on the roster or you don't play again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it was the Dragon Gang thing, and it was like, well, where's fucking Stu and Gary the Snail and what do you want? Like how many
Where'd
players
they go? They just disappeared.
Yeah, so like.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and you're like hopping, randoms coming in every week. Like, nah, man, we need to solidify your 7 people. That's because then that was how people were going to manipulate having the 7 people. Mm-hmm. Like, nah, man, you got 7 people.
Right.
You need that. Like,
you got your roster. If you don't have people, then we can find you subs. But like, if you're constantly pulling
randos, and then for 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, like, no, you can't have 10 people. It's 7 people.
Right.
So if you have to add somebody, then you have to drop somebody, and then that person isn't going to play anymore. We never had that issue,
right? Because
they just kind of fell off. They were falling off was the real issue. Well, not the issue, but that's what was happening, seemingly or whatever. But here we are now. It's an issue now. It's come to fruition.
It's a whole different deal, yeah.
But I think it's still the same spirit behind the shit. Like, everybody gets 7 players. Every separate team has 7 players.
Yep.
You can't manipulate those 7 players.
Right.
If you're gonna fucking play there 2 times or more, you're on that roster for the split.
Straight up.
Now you can quit that team and go to another team.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. You can't play till next week, and you can't I don't know. We've never said can you quit and come back.
That's also never been.
That's never been talked about. Mm-hmm. So maybe we figure that out, but that's different.
Straight up.
When that time comes.
Straight up. Yeah, I think that.
And I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I didn't tell T-Dupe that he couldn't play subs to the same week, or his free agent pool the same week. If I did, I think this is a non-issue.
No, I think you did though.
Well, I mean, if that was not the misunderstood, if that wasn't misunderstood on that, I think there was a misunderstanding, obviously.
Right. But yeah, exactly. So and it's not because they were playing in the games back to back. It's because it was the same week of gameplay. You know, because how are you going to have it just doesn't make sense if a person's playing for 2 teams. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have the fucking Niners and it just doesn't happen. You don't play for one. It's just not a thing, man.
In the same week, right?
And they had some sort of a special case scenario. Well, actually, in CDL, one time it did happen. And I'm like, I mean, that's kind of crazy, though, because, we're not trying to have, like... So then what we do next week is another special case.
Right. It's week 1 of our first time having 2 teams, and the sub thing came to fruition
off top,
which randomly their games were back to back.
Yes.
Like, come on, man. What could go wrong went wrong.
It was the most exactly,
and it fucked
the most extreme hypothetical situation that could have happened,
and it fucking happened. And it's because it needs to be addressed, and we'll address it and move on like anything else.
So, I mean, I think that's it. So, I think they need to figure out how they're going to, I guess
who's going to be subs on whose team? They have 3, and it's not like they need to decide. I know Cutler's back there somewhere. They pretty much got their teams, Tig, Goliath.
Yeah, Nate Cat couldn't be there today or some shit.
I mean...
Like, there was 2 people. There was a few people that couldn't make it. So,
next week, Pure Gaming will have its 4. They're pretty reliable. They'll have their 4. I don't suspect they'll need too much.
No.
And T-Dupe played one game, so even if T-Dupe needed to play a game for the other team, he has another game in there he could play for the other team.
T-Dupe, though.
Yeah, T-Dupe was nice.
He was out there.
It was good to see T-Dupe. I haven't seen T-Dupe play since the first week of the first split, I think.
Man.
It's been a minute, bro. It was good. It was good to see him play, though.
I liked it.
That was dope. So, anyways, I think it was just the extremeness of the shit.
Straight up. Fucking.
That being said, if anybody wants to work on these rules and get them written, we're down. I mean, it's pretty. I feel like we all know the rules. That's why we're able to complain about stuff.
Straight up.
Or else, what are we referencing in our minds?
Right.
But you know, I think it is important that we do get the fucking rules out there, I guess, so people can see it. That means one day of the week, one time, we're gonna have like our story is gonna be full of all the rules because we're gonna have to store them in the highlights.
Put them in the highlights.
Yeah.
So straight up
rules.
On the website and all that stuff. But
straight up.
So looking forward.
Okay.
There's East Coast Assassins play the Undertokers. Now I think the Undertokers had V Nasty, and it doesn't seem like he's gonna be on their team. And we don't know if Sad Boy was also a sub.
He was a sub.
So this might have been a fluke on the Undertokers' part. Maybe. We don't know their roster really, so because they kind of got rid of a couple guys, picked up some things, like, so they're in flux. Part of why they're in the the TDL. But I think that ECA is going to come play that day. But then Pure and the Misfits, a rematch of the tournament championship.
That's going to be good.
Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific. It's going to be dope. That could be a really good one.
It could, sure is.
Fuck, man. A lot of nice things. I wonder if we'll see CV.
Maybe.
CV versus Sauce. Maybe. We'll see. Saturday, though, we've got Boogaloo and A-n0n. And then Misfits plays again against A-n0n again. So there's A-n0n's got a double header early, 11 and 12, against Boogie and the Misfits. So they got to pull it together if they want to come with it, because that's fucking. I mean, that's the conference though. They're gonna have a rough time. They need to pull together as a team to get it going. And trust me, I know the feeling. Fucking A. That shit. So Kanna Conference is popping 3 games next week. Then we got the Undertokers and Dragon Gang. So we'll find out on Wednesday what the Undertokers got up their sleeve and where they kind of stand. And then fucking it'll be easier to say how the Dragon Gang thing's going. But the Dragon Gang, I mean, they had used a free agent or two, but they fucking good. Looked pretty good like that. I wonder how many of them will stick. Then after that, it's Taxman and Pure Nation, and quite frankly, that one might be rough.
Music plays, you'll be alright.
Music plays, it we'll have a better chance for sure, and also if we have 4 people, that'll help. But we're in there. So that's kind of what we got going on. Game of the week, I think it's going to be the Misfits Pure on Wednesday, yo.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's the one, yo.
That's the game of like the season, if any other time.
Potentially. You know what I mean? Here's the thing though, is the way we have it set up, man, they're going to play each other 3 times, I think.
It's competitive, man. I like the competitiveness
like,
of
it's gonna be interesting, yo.
It's gonna be dope.
Fucking A.
It's gonna be dope. All the matches were good. No, there was no really blowouts except like what?
The Taxman ECA, they were using pistols
until we got to that point. Until we got to the last couple games.
That shit was fucked. I think if we, I don't know. The Undertokers, they had the one homie, and he's not really on the squad. So like, I'm not. I mean, as far as games go, that was fucked. But we didn't get to play the whole series.
Right. No, yeah.
And so I don't think that one really counts. But that fucking... It was just the cherry on top of the fucking ass whooping the ECA gave us. That's what that was.
Wait till you see the stream of that game. They They were fucking clowning.
No, I know. They were like killing each other and doing all kinds of weird shit.
They were doing weird shit.
Yeah. So that happened.
But they play... But, I mean, the bottom division is going to get more and more. So Dragon Gang is a competitor.
Yeah.
Like, Pure, Nation, obviously. ECA, like...
Straight up.
That division's going to be nice. And then, like, who knows? Music and Butter come back. Or, like, some of the other players show up.
Maybe.
Like,
I mean, teams change up all the time. People are coming in and out of the league. That's a thing. So, I mean, I'm not, like, stressed. But it doesn't look good for the Taxman right now.
Well, I was just
It's going to have to be like, we're going to have to Mighty Ducks this shit. Ducks fly together.
What's that big puck they put on the side? Keenan? You need a Keenan.
Yeah, we need a knuckle puck.
A knuckle puck.
Yeah. We need a knuckle puck. Any knuckle puckers out there, come holla.
Come holla.
Looking for knuckle puckers.
Looking for the knuckle puck.
Yeah, so. All right.
Oh, yo.
All right.
Looking for that knuckle puck.
From podcast, Don made a hand gesture, and yeah. Yeah.
Knuckle puck.
Yeah, let's just say it's knuckle puck time. Okay. Anything else you think we need?
Shit, we're gonna try to do a little bit of clips of the week. We'll do some KGL sponsored ones. We'll start maybe put out a thing. Maybe a graphic tomorrow and tell people to send in clips, especially league play clips.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll start some clips of the week this week or something.
What's gonna be cool is when these guys like ECA start scrimmaging like fucking misfits and shit on the side. That would be dope.
Yeah.
And we have the capability with League Lobster to schedule games that don't add to the standings. So like. We could put scrims on the schedule potentially, which is kind of cool. So
that would be dope.
Anyways, all right, we done. Wrap them up, wrap her out. We out. I don't know what any of that meant, but
wrap them up and wrap it out.
Wrap it out, yo. Peace. Facebook, it's been real. YouTube. We out. Twitch. Oh, fuck. What just happened? What the hell? Yo, my shit is tripping.
Let's smoke a couple more bowls.
Smoke up bowls. Twitch.